They're the most, you can't find nicer people. They're just full of love, just full of, it's like my generation. So I'm sure their kids, because they are growing them with that roots of what America was, they will do the same because they're in Mississippi. The kids that grow up in California, forget it.
Welcome back to the Peggy Smedley Show, your voice for our connected world, with your host, Peggy Smedley.
Of Brighterion and author of Inside AI. Akli, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you.
So Akli, the last time we talked, we ended the show a little bit talking about some of the risks. I thought it would be great if you could start off our conversation of this discussion talking about some of those AI risks and what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I think everyone knows the risk today. You keep hearing about deep fake. It's been used for elections. When you lose like the democracy and you end doubting, which I do myself. I'm an AI person. I doubt anything I read I see in the news. Literally, whatever you read, you doubt it online because it's fake. Not only the deep fake, but also AI will amplify misinformation, manipulation. That's the another big problems. The privacy is becoming less and less. When you lose your privacy, like we already had a problem with Facebook and all this now, but now AI is amplifying it. Literally, we can find who you are, even from like anonymous information. Like we combine different type of data, we'll be able to. I think there is an app called Strava that was a few years ago, and it's called a heat map of like where people run, etc. And suddenly that app with the data that was released, they had people in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria where they don't have all these technologies. And it happens that it's US soldiers that were there. So literally, even if the military had something like secret, like no one knows it, AI was able to find what time they are running, what time they're doing. So it's kind of scary. Now we have an app that will be tell you American soldiers are there and that. Loss of privacy, it's really big problem with artificial intelligence. I think AI amplify anything bad, bias, discrimination, because the bias come from the fact that people tell me, how do we remove bias? You can't, because it's not a bug, it's in the data. It's in the data. And because computer only reads infer from the data, so you have to give in the data that we have. So there's a lot of risk on artificial intelligence, but I just give you a few of them.
Let's talk something a little more deeper. You say when we build intelligence, or we build intelligence by struggling to solve a problem. But now, if everything we read or somebody reads, you know how to do it and you're not struggling to do it, that's not intelligence. What do you actually mean by that? Because it's the same thing. We really talked about this, but explain what's happening here to our students.
Number one, I was student and I was teacher as a side, and I'm an entrepreneur. In all cases, the way you succeed, if someone tells me that if you cheat, okay, if you cheat, you don't learn. If someone gives you the responses and then you get the grade, it's like you don't have nothing. You don't understand. So how do you become good on something? You become good on something by struggling. It's through the problem that we learn. It's through every time you make an error, you learn from it. So it's the same thing here. If you want to become a great engineer, there's no way of becoming great engineer even in school. You're not going to become the best programming engineer just from school. My experience is like the first year I was a little bit okay, struggled, had errors, corrected it. You sleep on it, you repeat, you do. It's like going to the gym. Hey, show up to the gym, you have to struggle. It's through maybe months and years, unless you go there and they put you like steroid on your arm to have big arms. So the struggle, when we struggle, the path of struggling to find the solution is the only way that you build intelligence.
But actually, you know, the expression, the train's already left the station. Are we saying with AI that how do we solve this problem with students and learners now? It's already done. People are going to the internet to get all the answers. They're going to AI to find it. How do we solve what already's out there? They're already cheating or cheating themselves.
I think with again, the same question is, I thought about it, as you said, the, everyone is using AI now, and you hear, because I talk sometimes to universities, I'm invited to speak, and I talk to head of departments, and they tell me about how AI is, there's no turning back today. Yeah. So what they say, do you have anything that you advise us to do? My response is you need to strengthen the qualities that AI cannot replicate. So you have to strengthen things that artificial intelligence cannot replicate, because if it's going to replicate, then the student will use AI for it. Thankfully, the things that AI cannot replicate are the fundamental things of what define human intelligence. For example, curiosity, imagination, all these things like curiosity you can teach. I know how to teach students. Be curious about this problem. Tell me how. You need to find something that's not solved yet, because last week, actually this week, Apple just delivered something 2 or 3 days ago, and it was all over the news on LinkedIn and whatever. Basically, what the researcher at Apple said, that AI is useless if you give her a new problem. So that you can find it. Just say Apple. So Apple find it. So what do you do to strengthen that? Is to help students go to teach them things that are new, to help them to think outside the box. That's the only.
So basically, you're saying that AI will never get better. It won't be able to teach students to be smarter, but students can be better thinkers and can be more curious, and can have more curiosity to do better.
That's not what I said. I'm not saying AI. So you have to use it carefully. You have to use it as a tool. You don't. You should not use it to replace your thinking. You have to use it as a tool. It's really important for people to understand that, again, artificial intelligence does not understand the way we human understand, the way we think. So I never say artificial intelligence has a phenomenal benefit and values for, particularly I'm talking about predictive AI. But what I am warning people about is, if you outsource your thinking to a machine, you just, every time you have a problem, you go find a response. Having a response by itself actually make make you lazy. It will make you doubt yourself in the future, because you become so addicted to the response the machine can give you. In the end of the day, you will doubt yourself. Picture you can doubt yourself, but if all the next generation start doubting themselves, then what are we building? We are removing what helped humanity move, which is, once in a while and many times, people find things by themselves, to the curiosity, the challenge, the imagination, all the things. And what made us move forward, it's not reusing what existed, it's inventing new things that did not exist.
So you made the comment earlier that I guess I'm going to ask the question, at what point in time will society, I guess is the question then, will be a bunch of idiots because they relied on ChatGPT rather than their own imagination or their desire to learn? Are we talking this will be in 100 years, in 150 years? Is there a timetable that this will happen? And this will be traumatic. This is the changing of humanity.
Yeah, if we are not careful, it's not, I don't think it will need 100 years or 150 years. It can probably start in 1 or 2 generations because the
That
risk,
soon.
yeah, the risk, it's not the technology itself. It's just the way which, it's like, as we say, it's more, I would say, a cultural choice. It's just, it's for the first time, it's like a genie that went out of there are some people that believe,
The
like
genie's out of
me
the
now,
box.
that because we don't believe nothing of internet and hallucination, it will push people to trust only when they have face-to-face relationship with people. But for education, I think, again, it is impossible to, every time you forbid something, United States, when they did, you said no alcohol. Still people get the alcohol. Drug, you make it illegal, people will still get it. So it's not by making it legal or this and that, we can't. AI is here. And so what I think it's important is at school, at the early years of schools, we have to explain what is ChatGPT. We need to show the student the error that ChatGPT makes. We need to explain to the student why this technology is just based on statistic and probability, and highlight the importance of human thinking, of what they can do by themselves if they choose to. It's all about cultural choice. It's like you need to warn people, to explain to them that if you want to be different, if you want to succeed, if you want to excel by following this path, you literally have no choice, because there will be, there's nothing, I think if we started from early years, which I do really advise people to do, to alert, it's like teaching student the effect of drug earlier in the years. I'm not saying that ChatGPT is a drug, or
But
anyway, it's a
but
great
with all
tool,
due
it's an
respect,
amazing tool,
Akli,
it brings
may,
value,
may I say
but
this with all due respect? We're at this point of saying that ChatGPT and Gen AI are really destroying humanity. If I listen to you correctly, and the nefarious, the bullies of the world, whoever they are, this in some ways to me, and to be as dramatic as I can, this to me is worse in some ways than a world war, because we aren't controlling it. We're letting it, and we're saying, great, look at all the tools we can create. Look at all the things we could do that are great. And businesses are saying all of our employees should be trained on it. And at the same time, while we're training good things, we're training bad things.
I never said, and I would never say AI is better, is like World War. No, I never ever thought about that. I'm a big believer in artificial intelligence, and allowed me to be very successful. It's a powerful technology. But again, especially in education, we have to be careful about how we use artificial intelligence. Just in education and everything, even in the military, okay? Because remember, artificial intelligence does not even explain the way it makes decision. It does not, because it's numbers, it's matrix of numbers that are guessing. It's not. So what I'm trying is highlight the power and the risk. Power, it's the power and the risk. It's not, of course, companies, they are recently, a guy that runs a company in the Bay Area that says soon 50% of the white collar job will be taken by artificial intelligence. This guy is a liar, an idiot, a liar. He's a liar, or he never programmed in his life a damn artificial intelligence product. Because if he had, he's dishonest, a liar, and an idiot. Because you cannot tell me that the statistics and a damn machine that does correlation, error minimization, we couldn't even replace human in making a car. There are more employees in car today. You go to Germany where they do cars, they still have millions of people make cars. You can't even sewing a machine that's sewing machines. A million years existed. We still hire people. Why is that? Artificial intelligence don't take that job? They say this because 2 reasons. The CEOs need more value. They're funding their company. So they talk to idiots that believe 90% of the people that make decisions on investing in AI, it's not 90%, 99% of people that make decisions on investing in AI have no clue what is artificial intelligence. No clue. They invest. They even invested in a dog company that deals with AI. So a dog company that's sitting, you tell me you invest $300 million in a company. What the hell is AI with dogs? No link. So I'm trying to say, when you hear all these big firms that do consulting and sales by hours, I dealt with them, okay? I had them, when I sold my business, I don't want to name the company, they show up, we need to do this. When they are charged by hours, it's a consultant. I don't need to be bad, but consultants, if it's just like their business is to add fear. I think, again, I will repeat this for people that older like me, that people that knew. I still remember when the year turned to 2000, 1999. For a year, these companies spent telling everyone, it's the end of the world. You cannot fly, electricity, water, the whole world, it's the end of the world. So January 1st, 2000, I woke up in the morning, I'm like, oh, nothing changed, everything. The same people want silence. They are doing the exact same thing with artificial intelligence. Is the same? You remember the bug of 2000, that because of the 2-digit, the date, the plane will crash, the nuclear will explode? Zero happened. So for artificial intelligence, again, I never said it's a war. What I am saying, for education, we need to be careful about when we use it. It's powerful, extremely powerful. It will replace some jobs, 100%, but it's not going to take all the jobs. It will never replace jobs that has dexterity, like you need to move, you need to do, you need to think. Anything that, like doctors, I did my PhD at Necker Hospital. A doctor is not, at least in France and here too, a doctor is not statistic and probability. He need to know who you are you struggling, you're stressed, this and this. All this information are emotional, and a machine cannot enter that field, because we rely on 0 and 1. A computer is 0 and 1. It's in and off. It's electricity. It's turn on, turn off. 0 and 1. 0 and 1 cannot replicate curiosity, cannot replicate emotion, cannot replicate relationship. It's phenomenal with text, writing something to you, or even with code. People say it's code. The only reason it does code well, because the code have already been written by human, Anyone else who tell you the other thing is a liar. Apple just proved it this week with a great article showing all the hype about artificial intelligence, that unfortunately a lot of news, they have no clue what they're writing. They just write what they were told. Again, to finish, I will tell you, we need to be careful for education, because what made human move forward, is new things, not existing things, new things. AI has no clue of creating new things, does not know how.
Akli Adjaoute, this has been a wonderful conversation again. I'm so glad you came back. Entrepreneur and founder of Brighterion and author of Inside AI. Thank you so much for your time. Where can our listeners get your book? And again, to continue a conversation with you.
Thank you so much. I hope sometimes I get too much. I should not be that direct, but that's the way I am. I'm not going to change. Thank you.
Thank you. We can get your book on Amazon.
Yeah, the book is on Amazon. I'm not even trying to sell the book by itself. The part of it is available online. I think it's not the whole book, but an extract. We try to make it as not expensive, particularly the e-commerce version. I did not write the book. Honestly, my goal is really to help people understand the field, see how powerful it is, help their kids understand this technology, because it's going to be in everything. And if I open the eyes of one kid to love this field and actually become in the future like me, just be, hey, it's great here, but in this side, no. So we need to be a guardrail about the risk of artificial intelligence, and that's the only goal I have. It's not, I'm not looking for it. Honestly, my main goal is to educate. And the reason because I would have never succeeded without a teacher. I was going to, you are actually the first now I would tell a story here, except my family. I was going to quit school. I was so poor, quit, just done with it because I did not have enough food, going to school. And then a teacher who was also a priest told me, don't do that, don't do that. And continued to teach. And when I become successful, when I started my company, it's how do I feel? How do I give back? And I thought, man, if I can teach as a side, just share my love for AI. So I did it in France and I did it in the United States. In France, it was great because the teachers are not put in the same way as America. Here, because the schools are very expensive, you have to listen to the student. You see them as customers. Are you kidding me? That's not the way I teach. I told many students, you're an idiot. And then the people told me, you are not supposed to tell students they're an idiot. I say, I will tell him. I don't care. He's an idiot. What do you mean? Are we telling him he's great? Oh, no, you can't say that. Then I'm like, okay, I'm not teaching that. In France, actually, if you say student, he's an idiot, he laughs because he knows you're telling him to become better. Actually, I was more harder on the best student ever. And I'm proud that I created students that are better than me. They will become smarter than me. And that's the best achievement. So life is all about having a purpose and feeling my mother that never went to school, never told me one day because people were laughing, my clothes were not good, shoes were this and that. And she told me, I will tell you one secret that will make you happy. And I love my mother. When she passed away, I cried for 2 weeks. Couldn't work, literally couldn't work. Stayed in my city, cried every single day for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I did not do that for I love my father, but I did not cry for 2 weeks. And she told me, my son, you just need to impress yourself, no one else.
Do you think we can raise children, students like that now? Do we have to encourage them to understand that they have to do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's all about how you give messages. I think in America it's difficult because remember when I grew up, I was lucky to have the most phenomenal family. My father, my mother, my grandmother from both sides, they were just nice people, just nice people. They help everyone. They don't even, they're good people. It's a definition of love. And so I think with the new generation, the stress of the parents is also given to the kids, and they try to get shortcut in life because life become more difficult. I tell people even when we were poor, it felt okay. It's not like now it's hard to be poor now than before. It's way harder. I'm glad I was poor before because I don't know how to say it. It's just, and anything my dad told me or my mother told me was, I don't know, because my parents were like definition of what love is. So I give it the most powerful. I will do anything my mother will ask me to do because I knew I felt like she had everything she said asking me to do ended to be extremely wise to do. So I hope
So
they can.
we have to build the culture for that for our next generation, for them to feel that same way, to carry that on to the generation after that.
I think there are a lot of people now, even in the United States, there is, particularly in some states, like I guess that kept the tradition. Like I have people in Mississippi. I would tell her and first name Grace Johnson. Grace, her brother James, their dad, who is a doctor. This family. When I talk to this family, the Johnson, Grace Johnson, She has a company called Bread like a bread. They're the most, you can't find nicer people. They're just full of love, just full of, it's like my generation. So I'm sure their kids, because they are growing them with that roots of what America was, they will do the same because they're in Mississippi. The kids that grow up in California, forget it.
So looking at that, as we wrap up, it's like what we have to do now is get our generation to look at technology as being something that inspires them and not holds them back. The same thing like our family's love does. It has to inspire us, and we bring it with us together to be more creative, bring out our imagination, bring out our desires to do something more creative. Is what you're saying is what you want of your students.
Yeah, I think again, the reason I say this because I lived it myself. When you grow up poor and you have no one to open your door, no one, because if you put all the data about me to artificial intelligence, the AI will tell you this guy has no chance, zero. What are you talking about? You grew up in a poor area, parents not educated, forget it. So it's not just me, a lot of people like this. So you have two choices. Either you go to the other side and you give up and you say the hell is the fault of other people. It's not my fault. It's because they treated us badly. They did this, all this nonsense. Because if you teach people to become victim, they will never, ever find themselves. It's easy for some people to spend their life being a victim. Oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. What happened? In 1700, something, what are you talking about? We're in 2025. So my parents never were victim. They tell me, it's your choice. Just do it. Impress yourself. So if you take that, so what helped me? I knew that I needed to be 20 times better than other to succeed because I had no help. No one can call for me. So what did I use? I didn't have a machine. I didn't have money. I used my imaginations between my ears, my imagination, curiosity. And I wanted to create something that did not exist. That's the only way you can be successful. Build something that has a value that did not exist. And the thing you need to do should be so good that people cannot say no to it. That's the key. So when I did it in France, I sold it. I moved from starving to I bought a home, paid cash for my home. Joinville-le-Pont, paid cash of it. And it was over $1 million. So what allowed me to do that? It's the core fundamentals of what makes us as human, which is curiosity, imagination, creativity. That's what I want to push for education. Explain, use examples. This is how people become successful. This is Elon Musk, or whatever people now, it's difficult to talk about him because the guys sometimes say things that make absolute no sense. But nevertheless, he built so many companies because he thought differently than other people. Space, telecommunication, Starlink, all what you want. That's what we need to push to the kids. This is examples that will allow. Now, suppose rather than moving these examples to the kids, we let them just use ChatGPT. I have a response, ask ChatGPT. What are you making? ChatGPT hallucinate. So you're creating a bunch of generation of people that hallucinate, even in their way of thinking. And my goal is, because I studied artificial intelligence, grew up with it, built 2 companies with it, is just to alert people. But I'm not the only one. There are other people that do the same. I'm probably one of the one that's very direct. I say what I think because that's the way life should be.
Akli, I love this conversation. I think it's a great ending. So I want to thank you and for spending so much time with us. So that's all the time we have today. So thank you so much for all the time you've been with us. And I want to make sure our
thank you.
listeners-
And I hope you will bring other people that will tell you the same story. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank
listeners,
you.
that's all the
Thank
time
you.
we have for this episode. Make sure to share and subscribe to our episodes each week. Follow me on X at Connected World, or follow me on LinkedIn and continue the conversation. Remember, we broadcast every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central. Check out our website at connectedworld.com, our show website at thepeggysmedleyshow.com. This is the Peggy Smedley Show, your voice for our connected world. And remember, with great technology comes great responsibility.